say hi to my mama and my daddy. So I haven't updated you guys on what the heck is going on in my life as far as me being gay and everything. But I mean, as far as my sister, everything's cool with her. She asked me about the girl I'm dating. She asked me questions and stuff like that, and she's absolutely cool with it, asking when she's gonna meet her and all this other stuff. And my mom was actually really cool about it, and she's had been asking me like, hey, you know, when are we gonna meet her? So everything up until now was pretty normal. Like at the beginning when I first came out, she was like, okay, I already knew. Then after that, she was not okay with it. Then after that, she realized how bad it hurt me what she had said one day when I made a video, and I'll put it right here so you guys can watch that video. She pretty much said that she was very disappointed, that it's a disappointment to be gay, and that really hurt me, and she saw how bad it hurt. And she asked me for time, to give her time, and I said, you know, I will give you as much time as you need. After that, everything's between her and I were cool, and she would ask me questions, and I could talk to her about things that had gone on in my past relationships, or she was just more involved in my life in that aspect, and it wasn't so much of like, I don't want to talk about it because I'm in denial that you're gay. That was all cool up until yesterday. Well, actually, this is probably going to be twisted, so for me it was yesterday, but for you it was probably like 2 or 3 days ago. My mom had a very stressful day, and she included me in it. We just got into a lot of arguments the entire day, and at the end of the night, when she was, I don't know, cooling off, or I don't know what, or she was just putting the cherry on top, she decided to bring up the whole gay thing again, and she sat there, and she sat at the table, and this is like, mind you, the first time that I was even sitting there, and I was cool with it, because I had just gone through something prior to that, and so I was kind of calming down from that, and I was talking to my girl about whatever we were talking about, and my mom, I don't know, where just says, I don't understand. She said, sometimes I blame myself for the way that you are. And I said, why do you blame yourself? How are you at fault? And she said, well, maybe I didn't do this, maybe I didn't do that, maybe this, maybe that. And I told her, Mom, it's not that it was your fault. It's nobody's fault. I was just born this way. And so that ticked her off, and she was just like, no, nobody's born this way, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it before. It's a choice. For those of you who know and have seen my videos, it's really hard for me to talk to my family. It is really, really hard for me to have serious talks with them and open up to them, because I'm not open. I don't open up to my family at all. My mom is the only one that I can truly open up to. My dad, I could never open up to him and talk to him. I could never do that. I can have conversations, but I can never have like a deep in thought kind of, this is how I feel, this is how the situation makes me feel. I mean, unless I get really pissed and then, you know, it happens. But there's been very few times when I'm able to talk to them, and my mom is the only one in my family that I can have that kind of conversation with to a certain degree, because it's really still hard for me to do. So after she said it was a choice, I just said, you know what, Mom, I said, let me ask you something. I said, do you really think that I would take this choice to sit here right in front of you at this table right here feeling like crap, having to hear you say these things about me? Do you really think I would choose that kind of life? Do you really think I would do that? Like, honestly, ask me. Tell me, would you choose, if you had a choice, to be gay and have to go out and be scared to see if anybody's gonna fucking pull a hate crime on you for some odd reason, or hear things said about you, or the way you are, or get bullied over that? Like, would you really choose to be that way? And she kind of just stayed quiet, and she said no. She's like, I wouldn't. And I said, okay, so then how is it a choice? How is it a choice? She said, because if I had a choice from day one and they told me, listen, you have a choice to be gay and be discriminated against and blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously nowadays it's not that harsh anymore, and to be honest, if I had the choice, I would choose to be gay because of where my life is at right now, and how good my life is, and the person that I am with I love so much. I would not change that, because I wouldn't be living this, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously I wouldn't know about that if I was born straight. I wouldn't figure this out now, but at that moment I told her, if I had the chance and I didn't have to go through this, I would be straight. I would not choose to have to go through all this shit. She just kind of stayed quiet. She's like, well, then why did you start changing into this person? I said, I didn't change into this person. I grew into who I was. I grew into my own skin. It's the same thing with my hairstyle. When I was going in high school and junior high, I had these ratchet ass hairstyles. I had these ugly ass like clothes that I just didn't even like. It was just not me. And as you get older, everybody knows you start to find the kind of things that you really do like, that you feel more comfortable in, that you feel more you in, you know what I mean? I tried to explain that to her as much as I could, and I feel like I didn't get anywhere at the beginning, and it really frustrated me. But instead of getting so riled up and so upset, I kind of just let her feelings out. Okay, I'm back. Lighting changed again. I don't know why the hell this keeps happening. Anyway, so I don't remember really what I was saying, but so if I don't make sense after this, then you know why. Basically, I told my mom that it wasn't a choice. That why would this be a choice? And I think I even made a video about this too. But it's the truth. Why would anybody choose to have this kind of life and have to deal with these kinds of things? You know, not everybody, like I've always said before, not everybody deals with the same thing. Not everybody goes through the same problems or situations in their family with friends or whatever. You have to imagine how hard it is for me. And I said, I do imagine how hard it is for you. I said, but you have to imagine how hard it is for me to have to be dealing with this and have to be having this talk with you. It's taken me 24 years to finally be okay with this and accept this. And I'm not even 100% sure that I'm okay with all of this. You know what I mean? It's exhausting. And when she said something, the whole thing about the choice, I said, well, when you were born, did you have a choice to choose whether you liked girls or boys or men or women or whatever? She's like, no. She's like, I didn't. She's like, because God, and that's when she brought up the whole God made men and women thing. And I said, okay, I didn't either. Nobody gave me a choice. And if I had a choice, like I said, I would have picked being straight. But like I told you guys, like the honest truth is no, I would choose to be how I am now because I love the way that my life is coming together and I love the person that I'm with, and that's fine with me, you know what I mean? And I'm sure that if I would have been straight, I would have said the same damn thing. I would not choose to be gay because I love the people that I love, or I am the attraction for the person that I'm with, or whatever. Who in their right mind chooses to live a life like that with discrimination? And not, like I said, not everybody goes through that, but who wants to deal with that kind of stuff and that hate in the world? Nobody does. At this point, I don't know where we stand. I don't know if she's cool with it. I don't know if she's not. I don't know. I know she wants to meet my significant other. I know she wants to learn more about her. And I know that she does want to involve herself more in my life, but she's just kind of skeptical right now of everything, and she's in denial. And I know that she was having a really bad day yesterday, and this just kind of topped it off for her. When we were having a conversation, I said, I'm grateful that you didn't kick me out, that you didn't beat me, that you didn't hurt me, that you didn't say more hurtful words to me. And I said, because there are parents that do that. And I said, I'm so grateful for that, and I'm lucky for that. And I said, and I'm not asking you to accept me right now. I'm not asking you to accept me tomorrow. I'm letting you take your time. I just want you to see my side and see that this was not a choice. She just continued to stay quiet, and I'm confused because I thought that she was okay, but I understand that it's all a process, and I understand that she's going to fluctuate with her feelings, and sometimes she's going to be okay with it, sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's going to be really weird about it. For the most part, she has been okay with it. She has been fine with it up until last night, that I believe it really was that she was stressed out, and this was easy to bring up because, you know, if it wasn't going to be brought up now, it was going to be brought up another time. And I told her, I'm not going to get married with a man. I'm not, because that's not who I prefer, you know what I mean? That's not what I want. I also told her, I said, Mom, if you get a gay person who has passed away and a normal person like some people would put, and you open them up, what are you going to see? Are you going to find one gay bone in their body? No, you're not. We're all built the same way. We all have the same organs. We all have the same, at least the same frame and the skeletons and everything. When it comes down to it, we're all human, and there's no different bone in us. And I feel like a lot of people get that, but they don't really get that. It's really hard for some people to really truly understand that concept. She's like, what is it that you don't like about men? I just said, I simply just don't like them. I don't have attractions for them. I don't have there's no chemistry between us. There's no emotional connection. I asked her if she would date anybody that she had somebody like absolutely no attraction towards them, and she said, no, I wouldn't. And then I said, okay, then now you understand why I don't date guys, because I'm in love with somebody, and that somebody is a woman. What I just want to tell you guys is, even if things seem like they're not going well, maybe they seem like they are going well, and you're on a little roller coaster with them, I think that you just got to give it time, and that's just their process of accepting you. Towards the end of the night, I just went into her room, and I never do this, and I went to go check up on her and see if she was okay with what we had talked about, and she said, I'm fine. And she said, well, I'm gonna try my hardest. And she said, I know that it's not easy, but I just want you to go to bed at ease and not to think anything else. And she said, I love you no matter what. And that was that. But I think the one thing that got to me the most wasn't everything that she said to me, or wasn't that she brought this topic up again, or wasn't that I didn't understand why. It was the fact that she brought up my dad, and she kind of pretty much just said that, in a way insinuating that she's glad that he passed away, not knowing whether I was or not, but that he had an idea. It hurt me because I just didn't think that, I think my dad would have been okay with it, you know. I think that he would have been fine. She kind of changed my thought on that, and I got a little uneasy. I hope that he is proud of me no matter what. Nonetheless, I'm not going to let that push me down or get me down or whatever. I'm just going to continue to go forward, move forward, and I know that she's happy to meet the girl that I'm with. I know my family's going to be excited for it, so when that time comes, it'll be great, and I'll let you guys know when that happens, and I'll make a video then. And if anything else changes, I'll let you guys know what's going on. But just remember that, yes, there's going to be a lot of changes in your family and how people are taking it, and maybe there won't be, maybe there will be. Like I've said a million times in this video already, it's all going to be worth it in the end. So I'm gonna get going. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching this, and I hope that you like my little background candle because it was so sexy and it smells really good. So I'll catch you guys next time. Talk to you later. Thanks for always watching my videos and commenting and everything like that. All my links are down below if you want to follow me on any of my social medias. I have not been on them in a while. Hope you guys are having a wonderful October because it's October already. And this is some pumpkin patches. Those are pretty cool. Well, I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.